Welcome to yet another I Had No Idea podcast brought to you by Landlocked Entertainment. I'm pretty excited and appreciative of Chan for allowing me in her space and doing it at your place. So first, thank you.
You're welcome.
And it's been a long time
pleasure.
coming. It's been a long time coming.
I know. We planned this for so long.
Yeah. But I know there's, obviously a lot of stuff that's recently happened, and I know that you kind of want to talk about. But I usually start out with is there a time or is there a moment in your life that was really, really tough that you didn't know if you were going to be able to get through it? And what helped you get through that hard time?
I think the hardest time for me was definitely a lot of deaths in my family. And I think the best thing that I did to get through that point in time, because you feel so alone and you feel like you have nothing. I feel like the best thing to do is you find the ways to occupy your time and make sure that you're okay before making sure everyone else is okay. You have to really focus on that, because if you're not okay and just putting all your focus on everybody else, it kind of, I don't know, it leads you into a path that later down the road you're not actually healing. You're just blocking that hurt, and then you go through it all over again. So I think it's better to feel the pain right when it happens and process your emotions, rather than the opposite of whether it be drinking or drugs or whatever, talking to other people. Then yourself, you have to focus on you.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I like that you said, basically, just to summarize, you have to put yourself first.
Oh yeah.
Before you can do anything else, before you can even function. And I think a lot of times people forget that. I think I have, for a long time, I had to remind myself that I have the most selfless thing to do is to be selfish.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're not good, and if I'm not bringing my 100%, if I'm not being 100% me, then how am I supposed to be that for others?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. Is there with going about death, a lot of people grieve in different ways. Is there a method or something that you have found that has really helped you? Obviously, working on yourself and making sure you're good, but it's been physical activity, has it been journaling, has it been reading, counseling?
I think the worst thing for the part of me that everybody knows and has seen was definitely the party girl stage. And I think that was I was using that, and I think I replaced it with just being alone by myself and focusing more so. I got back into going to church and doing the God stuff, Bible study, and I don't know, really counseling does work. But the thing with counseling is you have to want it to work in order for it to. And if you go into the mindset of with the mindset of thinking that this isn't for you and this isn't going to do anything to help you, it's not going to solve anything. And I think that's what everyone was trying to get me to do, was go to counseling, but I wasn't ready. And now that I'm in it and I was ready, it's actually helped. Because when I went the first time, I was oh, this is stupid.
For sure.
No one knows what you're going through but you. And until you're ready to talk about what has happened in your life, traumatic events, whatever it may be, it's not going to do anything unless you actually give your full, the detail, the dark, the scary, all that stuff, into what's going on inside your mind.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to get help. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, was to set aside, okay, partying's great. Partying's a great time. Drinking's a great time. But I stopped drinking, and I know, shocker. I stopped drinking for a while, and I made sure I was okay again.
Yeah.
And I got myself okay. And nice. I think everything in moderation. And I think what I was doing was drinking myself to a point where, it was becoming a problem, and going out was becoming a problem. But I was using it as a coping mechanism. So I don't know. I feel like it goes along with, you have to make sure you're okay yourself, then, you know, just to jump into anything, whether even the smallest things like that, it can make a big impact. And I think people forget about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being open and honest about the counseling and therapy. Is there, for myself, for a long time, I went to so many different therapists and counselors, and I never felt genuine. It always felt like I was going there, giving them a paycheck, and then leaving.
Yeah.
So when you sought out to go to counseling and therapy again, where you recommended someone? Was it kind of like off whim? Was it like through BetterHelp? Like
No,
how's that look?
I think in order to find, and it looks different for everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, there are good counselors, but there's a lot of bad ones
A
too.
lot. Yeah,
And
you gotta cut through a lot.
exactly. And I think my thing with it, the mindset that I had was they don't know what I'm going through. So how the hell are they've never been through it. So how are they going to tell me what to do? Because they've never been through the same emotions that I'm going through. I think what you have to do is like look at it in a different aspect. They're not trying to feel what you're going through. They're trying to help you gain the knowledge and give you like stability in a sense, in a safe place to talk. And I did it the way I did it was I found them on my own. I, didn't use BetterHelp or anything like that. I just kind of, it took a lot. I mean, I'm talking like 5 different ones.
Yeah.
And, you pick through them. But I think off the bat, just by the vibe, and I'm more of a sit down conversation. Like, I don't want it to seem like therapy.
Right.
Like this, in a sense, is therapy to me. Like talking about it in the open, not having any pressure on the situation. That's what I like. Not like going into an office and then, writing down notes.
You're laying down. They're like,
I'm
okay.
like, oh, no. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's different for everybody. My only advice with that is take everything one day at a time.
Yeah.
If something doesn't feel right, it's usually not right.
Yeah.
And
trust that gut instinct.
Exactly. And, you're stronger than everything that you're going through. And, if you don't really think counseling is a way for you to go, don't do it. Don't push yourself for it just because everyone else is telling you counseling. Because I know a lot of people that haven't went to counseling and they've gone through their issues. And is it the most healthiest way? No. But I feel like if you find yourself, it really does help a lot of issues. You just have to find you. And you have to realize it's the selfish thing. It goes right back. It all kind of leads right back into the same thing.
Full circle moments all the time. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really thankful for my therapist right now because we do walks and that's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's nice and it's really cool too because I've talked about it before, but I call her my therapist. She's kind of more of a friend.
That's what you want. That right there is the friend. You have to have the friend. That's it.
She, do you know what Bert Nash is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she works with Bert Nash. She's worked with for a really long time. So she's dealt and seen a lot of stuff. And she's been there for a lot of people. So when she said, Nico, it's also beneficial for me for the walks because I learned from you.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I thought, okay, this is so cool because in my eyes, I felt bad. I didn't want to be like taking her time. I didn't want to be wasting her time. But I felt like she was, when she said that she was so genuine that I really appreciated that. And I'm so glad that she shared that with me because it allowed me to feel not more comfortable, but just have a different amount of like respect and honesty for her and for our relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
no, I definitely feel that because it's one of those things.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I know that face.
No, well, I was just gonna say with friendships. I know we've talked before off camera a lot about how some of your friendships have been kind of rocky and there's been a lot of ups and downs and all friendships go up and down. Some people are in our life for a few chapters, some people are in our life for only half a chapter, whatever it is. Can you share an experience or a past friendship that ended up not being what you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I think there's been a few friendships of mine and I can vouch for this and I have, come to terms with a lot of it. I've also been the problem in some friendships. It's taken a lot of growing up. It's taken a lot of self-reflection. I haven't been the best person I could be for a lot of people. And for that, I'm utterly sorry for it. I think one of my friendships that I had was with this girl. And, when you're trying to force yourself into something that you're not, and you're trying to put yourself and live this life that you're not, like you're lying to yourself every single day. You're doing it's just not you. And I feel like whether it's like a nasty friendship breakup or a normal, oh, love you, but we're going our separate ways. You grow with each other and you grow apart. And I think that's what we all forget. I mean, that ties in with relationships too. You grow with someone, you grow apart from them. And it's all about reflection. And I think you take away the lessons. Oh my God. Lessons. And, the life lessons that you're supposed to learn. And you have to actually like reflect on those.
Yeah.
But as a person yourself, you have to understand that you're not innocent either.
Yeah.
And that you could have, the things that you've done wrong in your life, you have to take responsibility for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a problem with a lot of my old friendships was I was a person I wasn't supposed to be. I'm a lot better now, and whether people want to believe that or not, I don't genuinely care.
Yeah.
You have to understand that that version that you met of me no longer exists. And I think that's the same way with all my friends, like all my ex-best friends and everything else. I don't have any hatred for them. I don't look at them like they're some evil spawn of Satan. I mean, they're them and I'm me. Now, what I will say is, this will ruffle some feathers. To talk bad about somebody and to completely harass them and to do the absolute most in a friendship breakup is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And, you know, I haven't been the best. And I can completely admit that when needed to be said. I can admit it. I'm human though. And this is my first time living too.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I'm learning, but to completely like, you know, belittle me and disrespect me and like tell everybody, oh my God, she's this, she's that. No, because you don't know half the stuff I've been through. Like, you know what I've shown you and everything else. So I think that's also the thing. Girls are a lot different than guys, though. I mean, girls, they don't play fair. We're mean, okay? We're very mean. And
they can get ruthless.
Oh, God. That's why, you know, I'm talking about alcohol and stuff. I promise I'm not an alcoholic. It's just, if you went through today, I'm telling you, you'd be doing the same thing.
It's been a day for her. No
it's
judgment.
Been a day.
No judgment.
No, it's been a day. Snapchat is a...
Well, I think it's very powerful of you, Chanta, to share how you're being accountable for your actions. And I think a lot of times it's really unfortunate because a lot of people in our generation and just as humans never want to say, never look in the mirror and say, you know what, I messed up, or you know what, I didn't do right, or you know what, I mistreated you in that moment, or you know what, I didn't show up when I should have, and I apologize. I think it's sad too because I think with like social media,
it ruins everything.
It makes it so much worse.
Oh my God!
And it amplifies it, and then it's, you know, someone could even say this as smallest thing as, oh well, you're not liking my posts, or you're not viewing my stories, or yada yada yada, and then it's like, well, I'm sorry, I was depressed, I haven't been on my phone, or like I've been on the phone talking to a family member, I haven't been on my, you know what I mean? You know, just simple things like that, and people almost overanalyze it, and then it almost dehumanizes us.
The dehumanizing part, I cannot stress that enough. You have to be able to understand social media is the killer of all relationships and friendships, and I will die on that hill. I truly think...
For our generation or for everyone?
Just everybody in general. I mean, it's not just our generation that's affected by it.
Right.
I mean, just like the situations that I went through today, you know, Snapchat and all that stuff, it's like... I'm the type of person where when you're going to have like a conversation, and this is where the dehumanizing comes in, you forget that when you are dealing, like when you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whatever, you have spent so much time with that person. You have spent loyal, you know, like time, energy, everything else on them. To be able to Snapchat a person and just end it or end a friendship, whatever. That is the most gut-wrenching feeling, and I truly hope, even on like the people that hate me, I would never wish that upon my worst enemy. It is heartbreaking. It is like, okay, so, you know, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but here I am talking about it.
It's okay.
No, but like, seriously, like, I think it's whether a friendship or a relationship, whichever one you want to go with, because I know a lot of friendship breakups that happen over social media. I feel like if you actually cared about that person, if you actually loved that person, and you had respect for them, you would come and say it to their face. And I know me, and I know my morals, whether anyone wants to agree with that or not. I'm never going to do a breakup, whether it's friendship, relationship, family member, whatever it is. I'm going to tell you how I feel, regardless of the situation, in person. I'm not going to do it over Snapchat. I'm not going to call you. But that's what I think that our generation doesn't understand. We throw love around like I love you, like it's cotton candy out of, you know, circus. Like we're just throwing it to everybody. And it's like, the meaning behind that, it stands with, if you love somebody, even if you're gonna walk away from whatever relationship, friendship it is, you have that respect still for them to be like, hey, this isn't working. I think it hurts more getting broken up with over Snapchat, not having a genuine reason, or friendship. I don't know how I got on this topic. Yeah, I do. But
it's on your heart.
Yeah. No, it's on the mind. I know. Really, today has not been a good day. But I think it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But it ties in with friendships too. I mean, I've seen a lot of friendships end over social media, and it's heartbreaking. It's like, you just spent all of this time with somebody, and to end it like that it makes you hate the person. It makes you genuinely so bitter.
And then when they go even further and they blast that person on social media, or they post on their fakes or on their privates, or they
oh my God,
bash them and they put them down. And then it's like, okay, not only are you making them look bad, but you're making yourself look bad.
Exactly. And that was the thing today, and I think you can vouch for me. I never released it, and I'm still not going to. What happened today? You know what happened. I'm never going to post about it. If you know, and I'm sure everyone's going to figure it out.
The people who need to know are going to know.
Exactly.
In your life.
And I let you know because, for one, you were coming, I was coming on your podcast, and you were coming over.
And that's why I double checked. I was like, you sure you want to?
You know what? I've been through worse, and I knew that. And I was like, you know what? Does it hurt? Oh, yeah. Did I cry beforehand? Yes. But, it ties in with the factor of, no matter, the Snapchat, the social media, everything. I mean, and that was part of the reason why we ended. And I knew it was never going to be the same after what had happened.
Yeah.
And I still stayed. And I think that's what you regret the most, though. But that's what I'm saying. Social media is the worst thing that's ever been existed for relationships or friendships. You are publicly posting everything online. You are posting who you are as a person. You're going to get backlash. You're going to get hate. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And especially in college, and like even outside of college and high school, those are the times where it is like the 20s, like till you're 24. And I would say like sophomore year of high school, those are the roughest times because you're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out what you want to do in life. You're trying to figure out what you're trying to gain from everything that's coming into your life. You're under so much pressure from everybody else too that you kind of like, oh my God, I'm on a time clock. I need to fall in love now. I need to have these many friends. I need to do this. I need to have my degree at this age. And it's kind of heartbreaking looking back, like, and looking at, you want to grow up so fast. And then when you're there, you're like,
then you want to slow down. Be like, wait.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And to go back on the breakup, and that's the thing though, like posting every day, like I was about him, then it comes into everyone's mind. Well, why is she not posting him? What's going on? And then that's when the backlash comes, and that's when everything comes, and it's a full circle moment. And what happened. And want to know what happened? Let me know. I'm down to talk about it. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I know we're not going to get too deep into it, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I think about, back in the day before there was even like email, if you had to talk to someone, you had to either write them a letter or pull up.
Pull up!
You know what I mean? And nowadays, it's not like that at all. And that's the sad thing too. There's so much ghosting, there's so much flaking. I feel like being more flaky is more acceptable because it just happens more often, and I don't understand that. People aren't punctual. I feel like
hookup culture.
Oh my, situationship. What? Okay, so what? How do you feel about? How do you feel being someone in college and being surrounded by so many people who are in situationships? And how do you? Yeah, let's just go off that first.
Okay. I actually get asked this question a lot okay. Anyways, no, but you know what? Situationships and we have a love-hate relationship. I'm not a hookup type. I'm not. And regardless of what anyone wants to say in the viewers and comment section, I'm actually not. I'm a full lover girl at heart. I am. The thing about me, I have attachment issues.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out my 2 recent exes, especially the last one. That one really hurt like a bitch. I'm still recovering.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thanks. I'm in here. But like situationships and hookups and all that, I feel like we've overhyped it. Like, okay, yeah, let's be in a situationship. First of all, situationships don't exist in my head. If you're with me, you're with me. There's no one else. There's no one else. If there's someone else and you're still talking to them or hooking up with them while hooking up with me and talking to me, oh, I'm done. Oh, I'm out of there. That's not it's not something I can deal with just personally. One, that's disgusting. My morals get bit. No. It's a lot of drama. Yeah. And I think after the first couple links, I should say, after the third date, you know if you want to be with that person or not. And to keep that going, it's only hurting yourself and the other person too, because you're wasting each other's time. Like it's so stupid to think about. It's heartbreaking too. I know people catch feelings and then, the other person doesn't. And then you're just stuck there wondering like, what did I do?
In that weird limbo phase.
And that's what the biggest thing is though. You didn't do anything wrong. You did nothing wrong. The person is just, they don't know their feelings, so they're going to play with yours because they don't know what they want. And 9 times out of 10, they're still in love with somebody else. And they're doing it for jealousy purposes to make the other person jealous, which I do want to point out here. If you're trying to make an ex jealous, hooking up with someone else is not the way to do it. It's not the way to get anywhere. Trust me, lived and learned that. Never again. And, does anyone remember when we were all sitting here and Mr. Man that slammed my door and then he walked out and then came back in while we were all just sitting here?
That was right before I came, remember?
No, didn't he come while you were here and sat down and played Clash of Clans?
Oh, the one that was sitting right there?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yeah. No, don't do that. That's a bad case of you're screwed. You're cooked. You're done. You're gonna have your reef on your front door knocked down.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But I don't know. Kind of went all over the place there. Sorry.
No, that was good. I know you said you want to do like a Q&A.
Oh, we can do a Q&A. I'll take a shot every time you ask me a question. How about that?
You don't have to do that.
Sorry.
You do whatever you want.
Folks, I'm pre-gaming.
You do whatever you want.
I'm going to. Don't worry.
Let me think. Do you want to do? I could try and do like rapid fire questions. You could just do bounce questions where like I'll ask one, then you ask one. However you want to do it.
We can do.
I've never really done this, so it's a new segment. By Landlocked Entertainment. Rapid fire questions.
We could do rapid fire.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my god, my hair. Move. Sorry.
All right, you ready?
If you ask about today, I'm gonna giggle. No, you can. It's full game.
No, I'm not gonna ask about today.
Oh shit! I was having a full segment on that. Sorry.
Well, you can talk about it if you
want.
No,
I'm good. If you want to ask it, you go ahead.
How do you express your love? Like, what's your love language you give?
Oh, definitely personal personal touch.
Physical touch.
Physical.
Okay.
Personal.
How do you accept love? How do you like to get it?
I have like attachment issues and like trust issues really bad. So reassurance, definitely words of encouragement.
Words of affirmation.
Yes. Words of affirmation, words of encouragement.
Encouragement.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then also I'm a physical touch lover. I mean, physical touch isn't everything, but
hugs.
To be my home. That's it.
Nice. Let's do. Who do you love most in life?
Who do I love most? My dog, Lily Mae.
And why?
It's my girl. She's been with me through thick and thin. She's about to go through a doozy this week, but
day one.
That's my baby. That's my girl.
Let's do what? Who do you want to give your flowers to right now? Like, just someone that has really been there for you that you want to say thank you to.
Myself. Myself. She deserves more. She deserves more than I think I could ever give her and more. I mean, I'm very selfish when it comes to me now, especially now after today. She deserves a lot more than what she's been credited for. So,
well, I hope that you keep that up. That's powerful.
Yes.
Do you love yourself?
Yes. More than anything.
What do you love most about yourself?
The fact that no matter what I've been through and no matter how many times I've been shown that like people do not care about you, I'm still gonna be there no matter what. Just because that's how like far my loyalty runs. Is if I tell you I love you, I mean that. And I don't just cut that off because you do me wrong. Like I'm telling you right here, right now, if my ex were to call me and say, hey, the one that just did me the dirtiest today, called me and said, hey, I need you, like I'm down bad, I would answer that phone call and I'd be there in 15 minutes. And, you know, that's something that you can't take away from me. And I'm glad I have that because most of us lack that. And empathy, it would be empathy if empathy and loyalty. Those are the two things I appreciate most about myself.
Yeah, that's amazing. Are you happy right now?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't. Yeah.
No. But I will be. I'll be all right.
And that's okay. It's like I remember for a long time I always was trying to chase
the feeling,
always being happy, and that's unrealistic. But then I learned when I'm happy, I'm just happy to be happy.
Exactly.
And I'm happy when I'm sad, when I'm depressed, when I'm angry, when I'm upset, because I, as a human, get to experience those. We get to experience all these emotions that make us human, and that just makes me happy.
And I think if you might not be able to agree with me on this, but when you first met me, I think you could see a difference between me then and me now.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that loving the person that I just did and still do, it taught me a lot. It taught me that I still had it in me. And that was something that like I hadn't done in a while. And it was so good to feel it again. Like to feel like, okay, I can do it. And to show myself like, hey, Channing, it's still there if you want it. But at the end of the day, me and him were just, I will never go back to him just for the factor of how dirty that happened.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, he taught me a lot of shit. And regardless, I hope nothing but the best for him, as always. And, you know, but it's nice to feel that because I think, like, when you get in those sad, depressive states like I was in, he really did help me. He pulled me away from Lawrence when I needed to be away. And for that, I'll forever be thankful. And is it sad? Yeah. I mean, yeah, am I sad? No, of course. But that's not to say I'll be over it by Tuesday. I know me. I know I'll be all right.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Tuesday?
No, tomorrow's Monday. Today's Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday.
Okay. Oh.
Like
2 days?
Yeah. Not like over it, but like over
in a better
like
place, yeah.
Yeah.
The
like,
first initial hit.
That initial hit's gonna hit tomorrow. I have it cleared out. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
You don't have class. That's a big plus.
Exactly.
That's a big plus.
Shout out, no Monday classes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're still young. And like, I mean, if it's real, I'll find him again. If it's not, then well, shit. I guess, you know, I hope nothing but the best for him. But that's, again, with the social media thing, like, spend every day with that motherfucker for 2 months. Like,
yeah.
I don't get it. I seriously, and not to go on a rant, I'm not going to talk about it, but to be with me for that long, to like do all the shit I did, like paying for the groceries, paying for like all this shit. And I'm not saying that he didn't pay for stuff either, because he did. He was really good to me. But to leave the way you did, you're a terrible person. I didn't scare. But yeah, I wish nothing but the best for him. And just because I didn't work out with him doesn't mean that someone else won't.
Yeah, you still wish him the best.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, it's amazing.
Take a loss.
I had to learn this. That even though it's over and I didn't enjoy how maybe I was treated in the relationships or yada, 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 there's still a lot of positive things that came from those relationships, whether it's relationships, friendships. And I just have to remind myself that it wasn't all bad the whole time.
Oh, yeah. No, and I will be so real with you. Being with him was like, I was the happiest I had been in a while. I don't think I was ready for that to end. I think that's the part that's really like messing with my head, was I wasn't prepared for it. I usually prepare for all of it. Like I told you, I had the feeling and I knew it was coming. I knew it. But I didn't know it, you know, last night or like, you know. And I think that's the thing that I have to realize though, like I was so happy And so like knowing that like, hey, Channing,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it didn't work. Yes, you fell in love with someone that didn't obviously love you the same way back.
Mm-hmm.
You have no bad karma coming for you because I gave everything I had,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you showed yourself you can still do it. You can
Yeah.
still let someone in,
Yeah.
which I didn't think I was gonna be like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you saw me in December. I mean, hell,
Mm-hmm.
that was a wild ride, and I know everyone was worried about me for a little bit, and yeah.
But you got through it. You did
I
that.
did. I did it all by myself, and I'll do it again. Just that was my home,
Mm-hmm.
and
So can I ask, with the relationship and with you said like you were happy, do you think happiness comes from within or do you think happiness comes from somebody else?
I think it's both.
Mm.
I think when you get yourself into a place with someone that this kid was genuinely my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is why I won't talk shit on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I never will. And I told him that before, like when we first met, I said, if this goes to shit and we don't end up being together,
Mm-hmm.
I will never talk dirty on your name.
Mm-hmm.
Even though what he did to me was probably the dirtiest you could ever do somebody, in the sense of like, if you know me, you know how I react to things and you know what I like and dislike.
Mm-hmm.
But I think being with him, it showed me another version of myself, a version that I hadn't seen in a while. And I think so it does come in within. You have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. And I think you have to be mentally prepared for it though. And I think that's what a lot of people in our generation forget is love isn't just, oh, I love you, the cuddles, the hugs, the good times. It's you have to be willing to fight, and you have to be willing to show up to battle every single day and still be able to look the person in the eyes at the end of the night and be like, this is what I want. I'm in love with you. I want nothing else. I want you. I want this relationship. 9 times out of 10, they don't want to. Things are hard, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
I don't blame him for leaving. Not at all. I would have done the same thing if I was in. No, I wanted to, but I get why he did. It's hard, and it's not. I've always said it. I show you from the get go what you're getting with me. It's not like I hide anything.
Yeah, you don't hide anything.
I don't, and I think that's what's more frustrating is you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Yes.
You signed yourself up for it.
You were transparent from the jump.
Exactly.
And you really showed him who you were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking, but there's I think it hasn't hit yet that I didn't just lose him. I lost my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I mean, it's hurtful. I know he's going to go and diss my name. I know he's going to go around and...
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know he's already doing it.
Oh.
And that's okay.
Disappointing.
I let someone in and I, loved him to my best capabilities. But him and I are two different people. He wants a life where it's from the jump easy. And I know the difficult shit. We're two different people. He hasn't been through the same things that I have been through, which no one has.
And that's hard when they can't relate on that level. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's very, what's the word? Lucky that he's never had to deal with divorces and all that stuff. And I don't wish that upon anybody, but losing friends, suicide, all that stuff. It takes a toll on a person. Yeah. And losing my dad.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it much, but
yeah.
That puts a strain on you.
Yeah.
And it changes you. And I don't wish it on my worst enemy, but you have to understand there comes consequences with not consequences, but circumstances that you have to be willing to deal with to be with me. And you know this from the jump.
Yeah.
I don't hide it. I tell you, hey, so this is what's going on. Why do it to yourself and why do it to me? Just let me go. Let me, and I'm glad he did it when he did it. But I'm also like, you couldn't tell me,
Yeah. Well, as we as we close this podcast, is there anything else you want to talk about? Is there any questions for me? Is there anything you want to say to the people? Is there anything that you want to shout out? The floor is yours.
Shout out Bacardi Zombie. But
I didn't realize it's called Zombie.
No, it's
why
Bacardi
is it called Zombie?
I don't. Shawty, I just drink here.
I thought to me, I feel like it should be like green.
No, me too. But this was a pregame for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry, guys. I don't usually do this, but after today, I think I deserve it. But no, God, I'm trying to think of questions. You want me to do rapid fire?
If you want, and if you don't have any questions, that's fine too.
No, I have questions.
Sure.
Don't worry.
Yeah. You want
I'm
rapid
a very
fire?
nosy girl.
Hey, we'll do rapid fire and then we'll end it with that.
Okay, bet. Okay. What's your biggest ick when it comes to women?
Biggest ick? Easily like disrespect. I can't stand that. If someone is
cheers to that, bucko.
Yeah, that's right off rip. It's that. Yeah.
Off rip, yeah. Okay, what's your biggest red flag that you would say?
That I have?
Yeah.
My biggest red flag?
Let's see how in tune you are with yourself.
Yeah, I'd probably say that low key, I think I fall too fast and too hard.
Real.
Yeah.
Real.
And then
well, shit, I don't want mine to be all sappy and shit. You have to fucking ask me other questions and edit out some of them so they're not.
No, they're good. They're great.
No, because it's too sappy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I think it's real. It shows that, and also you're talking about like what you're going through, and that's real and that's honest, and that's why I love doing these podcasts, because like it shows people that, you know, we're being vulnerable, we're being open, we're being honest. Obviously,
internet, don't ever use this against me because I'm coming after you. So.
Yeah, she'll find you.
I will. So I got blocked. No, I'm kidding.
But I love that, like, you know, there's probably been a lot of times, and that's why I don't really edit these, because I like to show the realness.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you say
edit out
something
the stuttering,
and I don't have, and you say something and I'm like I don't know how to react. I want to show that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. Okay. Okay. This one's good. This one's a big one.
Okay, I'm ready.
What is your biggest insecurity? What's your biggest, like...
Of myself?
Yes.
My biggest insecurity.
You don't have to say it if you don't want to. You can edit this part out.
No, I'll put it. But I'm trying to think. It's hard because for a long time I was really insecure about like being Asian, and I've always looked different. It's so like growing up, you know, the beauty standard was, you know, light skin or white skin, light hair, blue eyes, and I was on the complete opposite, you know, so I never really fit that mold. And then growing up, a lot of people with like, there was a lot of racism and a lot of
I'm so sorry,
a lot of like bashing or a lot of like joking. So then that kind of made me insecure.
Oh yeah.
Or, you know, I get a lot of backhanded compliments of like, you're the most attractive Asian guy I've ever seen, or like they always throw Asian in there, or like you're pretty You're pretty cool for an Asian guy. Like, oh, like, you know, so
you're pretty cool for an Asian. What is that supposed to mean?
So
what are you supposed to do? Like,
I'm just me. You know what I mean? My culture, I'm just landlocked. So
I do.
That's what I think. I mean, I'm not really. It's not my biggest insecurity now, but it's probably been my biggest insecurity growing up.
Yeah.
So biggest insecurity for like the longest amount of time would probably be that. So.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Real as fuck. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Hey,
people are bitches. I'm telling you.
It's made me who I am. It made me have thicker skin, but I know too that, you know, one thing, Chan, why I do these videos is I'm just trying to be who I needed as a kid.
Exactly.
As a kid, I didn't have someone to look up to.
Shit.
And I hope that, you know, I try to support any of the minorities, whether you're, I said this to you before, a cowboy in a land of robots. The cowboy's the minority. You know, it goes past the skin color, it goes past the race.
Yeah.
If everyone's the exact same, but somebody has,
it's weird. It's like, why are you dissing someone for a skin color?
Yeah.
Grow up. Yeah. Like, we're in the year 2025. Yeah. We have bigger issues to deal with, folks. I'm sorry to break it to you. No, I get it. And I don't get it personally, but I understand that, like, you know, that has an impact on everybody. I think it's terrible. Yeah. I mean, it's horrible. Yeah. I hate blondes, you know? Like, I hate them, but that's it, though. Like, the guys that I've dated, that's what they do. Is like the blondes, and then they're like, yeah. I hate them. I hate all the things about, like, you know, white girls, white guys. It's like, they're not shit either. None of us are shit. We're all assholes in our own way. Yeah. Please edit that part out. I'm just tipsy.
I'll put that part out.
Okay.
But anything else on your end? If not, then we'll send it.
Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Where I want to be in 5 years, I
Let's
want
end
to
on this
be.
one.
Let's see. I want to be out of the Midwest, which I think I might be after
Real.
the summer.
Oh my God,
Um,
what?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you off camera.
Okay, but
I want to have my brands and businesses be flourishing, but what that means is I want to be at a place where I'm making business deals,
Yeah.
brand deals, sponsorships, but I want it to all be genuine. I still want to be. I always tell people, like, when I make it, nothing's gonna change except for I'm gonna eat a lot more pho, and I'm gonna have a lot more time and money to travel. So besides that, I'm gonna still just be me.
Exactly.
So.
And I love it. I love Landlocked. You guys have my heart.
Hey y'all, thank you for watching another episode of I Had No Idea podcast brought to you by Landlocked Entertainment. Thank you again, Shan, for having me and
my pleasure. I love
being
you.
so open and honest. I love you too.
Love you.
If y'all have any comments for her, questions, please as
don't.
always, leave it in the comments below. Do you want to shout out any of your social medias or anything? Or no?
Yeah, add me on Snapchat. It's hold on.
I'll also put your user in the description.
ChanningMiiller with 2 eyes. ChanningMiiller with 2 eyes.
I'll put that in the description.
If you guys like this, I don't know. If you hate me, I just don't care. I'm gonna take a shot. You want to take a shot?
I'm okay, thank you. Hey, peace and love.
Why do you hate me?
I don't. Kind of just because. I'll see you on the next one. Fire.